Unfair! How am I supposed to beat this skeleton king? Oh.
They know that Mamadjarov has stormed ahead into the lead and they'll be wanting to catch up. Meanwhile, wow, Magnus isn't at the board. And
when he arrived 2.5 minutes late for that game in the Blitz, he literally adjusted all his pieces before he made his move. I mean, what kind of power move is that?
Wow, and the game has started after Magnus kind of gives Hikaru 30 seconds lead on the clock. And it's the exact same opening, Judith, that we've seen from Hikaru several times.
I'm not surprised. Not surprised. He decided this way. He's not losing and wasting energy, rethink what to do.
Yeah.
Let's go for it. This is what I decided. I want to put my energy and invest it in other things. In the middle game, end game, when you have to shuffle things the way to turn things around.
Wow, and Magnus taking a long think. It's only move 6. This is really surprising, kind of forfeiting a few minutes on the clock here, pretty much. And, okay, he plays bishop to f5, very logical move, developing pieces. And what does Hikaru have in store? Just rock solid, almost a London system set up here for white. And the players will now just slowly develop their pieces. The action will be much later in the game. Magnus will hope that the clock times balance out before that.
Yeah, and Hikaru actually asking Magnus a question now with this last queen move. He's just saying, how are you going to defend the pawn on b7? And still, there are some questions there, because if the queen does step forward, I mean, first of all, if I were playing with the white pieces, I would come in with my bishop to the b5 square and get ready to jump in with the knight on e5.
Yeah, looks very tempting.
Now the question is whether bishop b5 can be played with an idea of knight e5, and what Magnus has in mind. Whether is he really going to play f6 to stop that?
Wow, just to cover the e5 square. It's possible. Magnus has done crazier stuff.
But maybe he just wants to go bishop d6 after bishop b5.
Yeah, well,
let's see.
Yeah, we'll find out the answer to the question. Okay, he trades knight. Now, is it too crazy to actually take that knight with the king?
The king will be stranded in the center of the board for the rest of the game.
That's true.
Wow, he plays it, Hikaru, really desperate to win here, and Magnus reacts lightning fast with f6. No knight jumps for you. And
but
wow,
king
this
d2, I'm not sure it was a good sign that he went for this direction.
No, it was a bit one-track mind. I think he needed to.
Because where are you going with your king? Usually you're not castling longside in these systems, right?
Right, and one other thing that is quite concerning for white is actually this light square bishop that black has on the f5 square, because the king is never going to find any safety on the queen side with that piece looming on the board.
I mean, black can even go very aggressive g5, g4 kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
oh, wow.
Maybe not anymore. Knight d4.
Alarm bells ringing though.
Ooh,
e5.
Look
Step
at
forward.
That.
But Hikaru really breaking all the rules, because we're taught, first of all, don't move your king into the opening into the center, and then certainly don't open any lines.
He is Fischer Random World Champion though, and this does look like a Fischer Random game with the king out on d2. So will he get time after the queen trade that's about to happen to run back with his king to safety? I'm really surprised, I must admit, by Magnus's last move.
Very strange.
Yeah, but go for checkmate when your opponent's king is in the center. Right. That's what we're taught.
But I think he's just simply saying, look, the bishop on g3 locked out of the game.
That's true.
And let's continue the dancing on the queen side.
Okay, so go g5, h5.
Yeah.
Stepping forward with all the pawns. He's going to gain space on both sides, on both flanks here as black. It's still a beautiful position here for Magnus, but I'm really shocked he didn't go for checkmate to try and punish
Well,
Hikaru.
Maybe he just wants to play for two results, sorry.
I wish we could all play for one result, Judith.
And he thinks that, okay, probably Nakamura also will not feel too comfortable with this, with white, because he just sits and waits what kind of plans Magnus will work out. h4, g5, king g6, rook d8. Oops.